This episode is brought to you by Accenture. When your advertising operations fall out of sync, everything else follows. Spotify and Accenture are working together to reinvent the rhythm of ad sales, using automation, analytics, and smarter workflows to simplify campaign delivery and access better data across the business. The result? Less time spent on operations, more time connecting brands with the moments and fandoms that matter most. Learn more at accenture.com/Spotify.
Here's your report.
Oh, thanks, Jane. I wish I could hire someone just like you.
Try LinkedIn Hiring Pro. It's more than a job board. It's like the recruiter you always wished you had. Hiring Pro uses real-time insights to match your role to LinkedIn's unique network of professionals and delivers a short list of best fit candidates. You'll spend less time sorting applicants and more time talking to the right people.
Let's do it. You're irreplaceable, Jane, but another you would be great.
Hire right the first time. Post your job for free on LinkedIn today at linkedin.com/quality.
Welcome to Holocron History, Star Wars Canon vs. Legends, where we take a deep dive into the Star Wars universe, such as characters, creatures, stories, and so much more. Hosted by Ben of Temeria and Kodojo.
Welcome back, Adepts Acolytes, to another episode of Holocron History, Star Wars Canon vs. Legends. I am one your host, Brandon, or also known as Ben of Temeria, and always with me is my good friend, Kodojo.
Hello there.
And today, we are bringing you more of the Sith Triumvirate, which we are diving into the second member of the Triumvirate, which is Darth Sion, or the guy who slept with too many vibro blades.
Even with practice, he still screwed it up.
Yeah, so it's the B. My name starts with the frickin' B, for crying out loud. Vibroblade. Yeah, that. You know, practice. Practice is practice. It's whatever. I don't say vibroblade very often, okay?
I always like to call him the Sith who's too angry to die.
Well, he is. Like, literally, that's what, and we'll get into that. So, diving into Sion. So, the male human, yes, he was a human, who would become Darth Sion, lived in the time of the old Sith Wars around 4000 BBY. Sion, which had been given his given name, which may have been be his given name, was a long time susceptible to infirmary and pain, much the same as any other person. Combined together that they were intolerable to him, he had lived a life steeped in hatred. Rather than suffer in silence, Sion chose to embody his pain as his uniqueness, becoming Darth Sion, Lord of Pain.
So I'm just wondering if he just suffered a mental condition that they just never diagnosed.
I mean, that's a possibility, and Bacta wasn't a thing during the Old Republic. It's Kolto, which was it's not as strong as Bacta.
As good, yeah.
No, I mean, Kolto was good for the time. Bacta is like 100 times better than Kolto.
Kolto is like what we had before penicillin, and Bacta is the penicillin.
Yeah.
That's the closest analogy I can think of.
That's close enough. So in the Great Sith War of 3996 BBY, Sion served as a Sith marauder in Exar Kun's Sith Empire. Seeking death, Sion went into battle against the Jedi, but continued to survive the encounters. He became convinced that he was immortal as he built up a greater and greater tolerance for pain. Eventually, Sion was struck down, but he did not die.
Why can't anyone kill me? Why?
Yeah, it's literally it. It's like, I walk the ends of the earth trying for someone to kill me. Because I can't die. What is
the
this?
End of the galaxy, really.
Oh, yeah. Galaxy. Yeah. Did I say world?
Yes.
Oh, well. Galaxy, world, meh. So instead, the pain within him welled up and agonizing levels, driving Sion to rise once more and strike down his would-be killer. With all his anger and hate, Sion would found that he could hold his own decomposing body together with the dark side of the Force. Though this process brought him excruciating pain and forced him to constantly concentrate on his rage, Sion considered it as worthy price for immortality. Kuhn ultimately lost the war, but Sion survived the fall of Kuhn's empire.
Now, Darth Maul was somewhat similar. He focused on his hatred of Kenobi to keep him alive during his early days of being cut in half.
Okay, yeah. Or if you're talking about like Clone Wars and stuff, yeah, that's literally how. And then like, I can't. Did they ever explain how he got like the cyber spider?
I think he was just
body?
dumped on that waste world, and that slug guy just fixed them together.
Oh, okay.
That's my best guess.
So, in 3964 BBY, the Mandalorian Wars fell across the galaxy as the Mandalorian Neo-Crusaders invaded the Galactic Republic. Kreia would later claim that Sion was spawn of the horrors of this war. In 3963 BBY, the Sith acolyte Hazan prophesied the Jedi General Lucendrei would teach Hazan's new Sith, suggesting that Darth Sion is a possible name he could take. Hazan later defeated and Dre turned away from the path of the Lord of Pain.
So, spawned by the horrors of this war. Liar!
Yeah.
Wrong!
Lies! So when the Mandalorian Wars ended and Darth Revan, the new Dark Lord of the Sith, and his apprentice Darth Malak formed the new Sith Empire, Sion became a Sith Lord of Revan's empire. Yet this one did not last long either. Sion was shocked as Revan, redeemed by the Jedi Council, succumbed to what Sion saw as weakness and betrayed the Sith. Malak was killed by his old master, and with his death, the Empire came apart.
Man, he's outlived two Sith empires.
Mm-hmm. Sion was at the Sith Academy on Korriban in its final days and watched as the Sith turned on each other. Sion survived his bout of backstabbing, though with the disintegration of the Empire, a number of Sith Lords declared themselves to be the warlords of their own domains, while others remnants fled to the unknown regions.
Yeah, as we covered in like Day in the Life of a Sith Acolyte or Sith Academy, there were a lot of backstabbings.
Oh god, there's so
and
many
they weren't frowned upon.
Go play SWTOR. There's backstabbings in the prologue of the Sith, both Sith classes actually.
Yeah,
more so in the Sith Warrior rather than the Sith Inquisitor. But yeah, the Sith Warrior, you kill multiple of your fellow students.
Oh yeah, and the only part that was frowned upon is if you got caught. That was the only thing that was frowned upon.
Yepper. So there were other Sith Lords of the work in the galaxy with their own plans. One was Revan's former Jedi Master, Kreia, who had taken up the name Darth Traya. Traya, searching for wounds in the Force, found Sion, another Sith Lord, Darth Nihilus, the Lord of Hunger. Sion, Traya, and Nihilus allied into the secretive Sith Triumvirate, based on Malachor V. Their goal was the annihilation of the Jedi Order and restoration of the Sith to power. Traya became the master of both Sith Lords, and Sion learned much from her. At Treyas Academy, a hidden Sith stronghold on Malachor V, Sion learned more of pain.
Because you never know
so much more.
Never know enough about pain, apparently.
Yeah, it's like totally. That's what you totally need to learn more of is pain. It kind of reminds me of what's it? It's X-Men: Days of Future Past, where McAvoy is talking to Stewart. And like through the vision thing, and it's like there's so much pain, like emphasizing pain and like the tolerance he can't take, even though Sion can take it because he can't die. So, there was discontent among the Triumphant, though Sion and Nihilus had ambitions beyond that of Traya, and their fragile alliance, united solely by a hatred of the Jedi, grew strained. Sion, furthermore, grew tired of Traya's instructions, the abstractness of her teachings, and the way of her words seemed to echo into his skull. Eventually, he and Nihilus conspired to remove her.
Yeah, Treya.
Shocker.
Treya slash Kira, she was more of a philosopher
Kreia.
than a warrior. Kreia. She was more of a philosopher than a warrior.
Yes. Yes, that is true. You get that a lot once you play KOTOR 2. she's way more philosophical.
Why you take me out in the field? I don't want to be in the field. I just want to philosophize.
Mm-hmm. And let's be honest, like, when it comes to companions, like, she's great to teach you things, but like, I never used her in combat unless you had to.
Mm-hmm.
I never used her. I use Atten, the Handmaiden, Boulder.
Well,
I mean,
wait. Don't you get
T3,
the Handmaiden
T7,
only
T3.
if you're the male?
Correct. Yeah, I played the male. I've never. It's the disciple is the canonical one. I haven't played as a female character on KOTOR 2. Eventually, I am planning on doing a complete like KOTOR 1 and 2 like canonical run. Eventually. So, don't know when I'm going to do that yet. Anyway, moving back on. So while Traya meditated in the Academy's core, Sion and Nihilus closed in on her. Sion beat her mercilessly, and the two sapped her energy before Nihilus stripped her of the Force, and Traya was cast out. Yeah, like he completely stripped her of the Force. She could not feel a thing.
Yeah.
So now in Soul Command, Sion and Nihilus continue their work, relying heavily on the Malachor-based Sith assassins. Originally founded by Revan, Sion went on to the spree of Jedi assassination. He was killed a number of times over the course of it, but he continued to rise again and slaughter many Jedi in return. By the end of Sion's campaign, the Jedi were almost entirely extinct. In 3954 BBY, Sion and Nihilus united the majority of the Sith Empire remnants, becoming the most unified force of the Sith in their time. Yeah, there's also not a lot of Sith, so
yeah. At this
that's
point,
the other thing too. Like,
probably.
they're the most unified Sith of their time. They're literally the two Sith Lords.
Yeah, they're probably
they're
like less than
peons.
50 Sith.
That's it.
Less than 50 Sith left.
Yeah,
at this point.
There was not a lot, not like during Revan's time. So in 3952, by the way, Revan's time was only 5 years prior to this. So in 5 years, they almost go extinct. Both orders. So in 3952 BBY, Nihilus attacked a Jedi conclave on Qatar, killing many of the surviving Jedi. The order publicly disbanded, the remaining Jedi going underground to escape Sion's assassins. Lana Vosh, a master of the Jedi Council, came to Korriban in search of Sion, but she fell into a trap and was captured. Sion imprisoned Vosh in the abandoned Sith Academy.
Vosh.
I'm trying to remember her. I know she's in. Let's see here. She's in, I believe, flashbacks. I don't know if
she's kind of in KOTOR 2.
She's the one that banished Matrix Cirque.
Yeah. Vosh was tortured to death by Darth Sion in the Sith Academy on Korriban. So she makes an appearance, but in KOTOR 2, but she's dead.
Oh, yeah. I'm really reading right here. Lana Vosh's role was bigger in the original vision of the developers, Obsidian Entertainment, but like many other incomplete things, had been cut because of the forced premature release of the game. Yeah, we would probably had her in the game, but they had to cut all of her stuff out.
Apparently, she's also in Knights of the Old Republic 9.
Oh, issue number 9 of the comics.
Yeah.
Because that takes place before?
Roughly before?
One?
Timeline 3963.
3963.
BBY, yeah.
That's what, 9 years prior to this. So this is before the events of KOTOR 1.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I have the comics. It's because it's freaking an omnibus, so it's like, obviously you can't see my hands because we're audio only, but it's like 60 plus issues of the comics from the Old Republic. Volume 1, by the way, is like number 1 through 51 of Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic comics.
I need to get that on Kindle.
It's good. I've seen some of the pages. I haven't read it, but I didn't. So fun thing. I didn't realize I had there's a character's outfit I have in SWTOR. Didn't realize it was the main character of the comics. And I was like, oh, well, he has a really cool outfit. Because I used it when I was playing during the Knights of the Fallen Empire and Knights of the Eternal Throne. Because you're the Outlander.
Yeah. Hey, that's a cool outfit. What? Why does it remind me of someone?
Kind of like an exile / like out of pocket Jedi kind of a thing. Because the Order wasn't really there at the time. Anyway. So, as the Jedi fell, one remained outside known space, a knight named Mitra Surik, who had been cast out of the Order and exiled for following Revan in the Mandalorian Wars. Atris, a surviving Jedi Master, sought to draw the Sith out of hiding, so she arranged for Surik to return to the known galaxy, while at the same time leaking information of Shurik's past. Rumor that Shurik was the last of the Jedi was enough to draw the Sith out of hiding. Sion studied her, where she had gone into exile, in the battle she had fought in the war.
Because she was like the third...
She was like, if Malak was Revan's right hand, she was Revan's left hand.
Yeah, like third in command.
Yeah. She was very, very important to his strategy, and she was, they had a more of a master Padawan style of relationship for most of the part. So when Shurik returned to the Outer Rim, she had transportation secured for her aboard the Republic vessel Harbinger, and Sion and his assassins came after her in a Sith warship. But as he was not the only one, Kreia, now in possession of Revan's former ship, the Ebon Hawk, was also heading to recover Shurik. Sion's warship intercepted the Hawk and had opened fire on it, but the Hawk managed to send out a distress signal. The Harbinger picked up the signal and arrived on engaged Sion. The warship, however, played a dead, and the Harbinger connected to an umbilical to it, which is like one of those
bridge extenders.
Yeah. Thank you. The crew found Sion's body and, believing him to be a corpse, took him back to the vessel. Meanwhile, Sion's cloaked assassins infiltrated their way into the Harbinger. Because this is, by the way, you get all this like during the prologue of the game. Sion was taken to the medical bay, where the medical officer studied him. Seeing the immeasurable fractures and scars covered him, she was unable to determine if he was alive or dead, and placed him in a kolto tank. As this was taking place, Sion's assassins was moving throughout the ship, secretly eliminating some crew members and watching the others. Sion at last awoke, and after tormenting the mind of a passing crew member, burst out of the kolto tank and announced that he had come for Shurik.
Yeah.
And this, by the way, you do see like a video, like playback of this, by the way, in the game.
When you're on the asteroid, there's like video evidence.
Yeah, Paragus.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, you go and find out on Harbinger when it gets docked.
Oh, okay. It's been a while since I played that game.
I played it too much to where I remember a lot of it. I played KOTOR 1 and 2. I played KOTOR 2 way more than I had played KOTOR 1, mainly because the gameplay itself was more refined, and you start with force powers right off the bat.
Yeah.
Because I'm sorry. Why does it take me so long to get force powers in the first game? So his assassins materialized around him and quickly killed the security team sent to Medbay. Sion set off to find the rest of the crew. He would not get Shurek, though. Kreia reached her first, took her aboard the Hawk, and escaped. Sion at last seized control of the ship, which, due to the sabotage of its own passengers, was experiencing a system failure, and opened fire on the Hawk as it fled, hitting it to leap into hyperspace.
Yeah, so...
By the way, when this happens, when you start the game, you have the option to play the tutorial. The tutorial, you play as T3, and you get to, like, fix the Hawk to get to Paragus, which we're about to talk about. So Sion followed them to the mining world, it's a freaking asteroid, of Paragus True, controlling the Harbinger from a meditative pose on the bridge. He would not let those who had escaped him to do so again without blood being shed. The Harbinger docked with the mining Paragus facility, and some of his assassins moved into the facility to watch their prey Kreia, Shurek, and Anton Rand, a prisoner they have found in the facility, come aboard the Harbinger in their search to escape the route, and Sion caught up with them in the vessel's stern. Yeah.
It's a little creepy, there's invisible people watching it at all times.
Dude, playing this for the first time was crazy, especially when you see HK. First off, not HK-47, completely different. I think it was HK. No, I think it was HK 50.
I thought it was 55, but
no, 55's in SWTOR. Oh gosh, I'm looking this up. HK.
Yeah, it's sort of a little horror element there in the prologue.
HK
there, you're just being
50s. It is 50.
You're just being hunted, and there's nothing you can do about it.
It's freaking terrifying. Paragus was like literally a horror style level, and it was the beginning of the freaking game.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't understand. It always freaked me out playing at night when I was growing up as a kid, especially when it comes to the end of trying to get off Paragus, where you're dealing with the HK-50s, where you're dealing with the Sith Assassins, and then you have to come and cross with Sion, which is like freaking terrifying, by the way. So, brandishing a sword, Kreia moved in to fight him as her companions fled, meaning Atten and Shurek. Sion was surprised to see her still alive, and mocked her belief that the Jedi could stop the Sith from achieving domination. Kreia, hiding, leapt out to attack, and Sion wheeled in and to cut off her hand. She escaped him and rejoined Shurek and ran aboard the Ebon Hawk, which proceeded to take off. Sion pursued in the Harbinger, and a Shurian firefight set off in the volatile asteroids around Paragus, consuming the Harbinger in an explosion. Sion survived. Yeah, you
still
blew
don't know
up
how,
like,
but okay.
Yeah, I still don't know how that happens. How he survives a vacuum of space. If the Harbinger actually exploded completely, I don't know. It's weird.
He found the one pocket of air in space.
Yeah, it was really weird because you blast an asteroid, and all the asteroids are filled with like fuel, and like it just makes a chain reaction of freaking destruction. So, enraged that Kreia would sacrifice herself for Shurek when she was so much weaker than himself, Sion grew determined to destroy all Kreia deer, including Shurek. He got his chance to catch up when she came to Korriban in search of Lorna Vash. Shortly after Shurek arrived on Korriban, Sion killed the imprisoned Jedi Master. Within the hour, Shurek had entered the ruins of the Sith Academy. Sion sensed her arrival and had the doors to the Academy sealed behind her as he sent his assassins in pursuit of her and her companions. Eventually, Shurek's party found Vash and unlocked the Academy entrance, but Sion moved to block their escape, the last coming face to face with her. Yeah, because before
like...
you see him briefly, right?
Maybe.
I think you
might have sensed him.
No,
I sensed him.
I can't remember if your character MC comes in face to face with her in KOTOR 2 at the beginning of the game in Paragus. Do they? I can't remember that part. I can't remember after I just said I played a lot of it.
You see Sion walking the tube, it going into the Paragus mining station while you're on the outside of the station. Because
Okay,
you have to
maybe
get from
that's
one
it.
side of
I
the
don't remember.
asteroid facility to the other, and the only way to do that is to walk on the
Yeah, it's on
outside
the
of the.
outside.
And I
Yeah.
think you see him walking
I
into
think
the
I don't
mining
remember.
facility.
Well, Sion warned Shirk that Krayod would be in time to destroy her, as he felt his former master had done to him. They fought, but even as Shirk injured Sion, he called upon the Force to restore his health. Krayod at last called to Shirk in the Force, telling her that it was not a battle she could win. Shirk,
you,
yeah.
you
Shirk,
can win the fight, but you're not going to win the battle.
no. So Shirk fled the academy, and Sion, feeling a measure of respect for her, let her go, ordering the assassins not to harm her. He expected they would meet again. Sion soon began to feel a new emotion for Shirk beyond respect or admiration, one that he could not tolerate. The Sith Lord found her beautiful, but he saw in these feelings weakness that would only lead to death. As she continued to dominate his thoughts, Sion grew to hate her for it.
Wait a second. Am I falling in love with her? No, I hate this.
I don't like this feeling. I can't have this. No, I'm going to kill her.
No, no.
I can't have Anakin's thoughts.
Jesus.
All right. Well, I think it's a good time to take a mid break and thank all our amazing patrons, and we'll be right back.
This episode is brought to you by Tidy Cats, here to level up your litter game with their new Performance Plus lineup. Your home is your happy place, your cats, VIPs. So when it comes to the litter box, excellence isn't optional. Choose from products that specialize in max power clumping, low tracking, or odor fighting so advanced, stink won't see it coming. Tidy Cats Performance Plus. Mission mighty, keep it tidy. Shop now at tidycats.com.
At Blinds.com, it's not just about window treatments. It's about you, your style, your space, your way. Whether you DIY or want the pros to handle it all, you'll have the confidence of knowing it's done right. From free expert design help to our 100% satisfaction guarantee, everything we do is made to fit your life and your windows. Shop up to 40% off with minimum purchase and a free professional measure right now at Blinds.com. Plus, pay at your own pace starting at 0% APR with Affirm. Terms apply.
All right, welcome to the Miller Show. We're talking about everything with the podcast. It has nothing to do with the lore of Star Wars. Here, we're going to thank all of our amazing patrons. Thank you guys so much for supporting the show. And if you too want to support the show, you can go to patreon.com/holocron histories, where you can get ad-free episodes or even join us once a month on the show itself. You can also leave us ratings and reviews on Apple and Spotify. Leave 5-star words with some nice comments on Apple, or a nice Spotify comment. We'll read it out loud next time on the show. Which I haven't checked Apple in a while, to be quite honest with you. Let me see here. Holocron Histories.
I don't use Apple, so.
Oh, shocker. We have nothing.
Wah, wah, wah.
Yeah, it is what it is. But we do have some on Spotify, because that's the better place. So, from Random S, I'm not going to say the full because it's supposed to be kid-friendly. Star Wars is one of my favorite franchises. I especially love the Sith, so keep up the great work. And then from Brody Billy Goat, Darth Nihilus got to be the top 5 Sith Lords of all time. Yeah, honestly, I would put him up there, or around the top 5 for sure.
Who? I wasn't listening.
Nihilus.
Nihilus, yeah, definitely, because he could force strain a planet.
I mean,
from space.
Yeah. So I would say Vitiate.
Yes.
Revan. Vader.
Malik. Or not Malik. Not Malik.
Malgus.
Malgus. That's
Malgus. See, I would put Palpatine up there in the top 5 because mainly due to, he literally took the long game of planning and it succeeded. So Vader being, he's the chosen one, but not the chosen one at the same time. Revan, obviously, because Revan, you have to have Revan in the top 5, period.
Oh, yeah.
There's no if, ands, or buts there. Malgus, I mean, he's more of he's just another Vader, to be honest with you.
Well, I read somewhere,
Vader-like.
I read somewhere, I think it was the Sith Journals, that Malgus was Palpatine's ideal apprentice. Because he had all his organic body parts.
Oh, wait, is it in...
Yeah,
Book of the Sith?
Yeah.
It's literally right behind me.
Yeah.
Like, they're right there? Yeah, right there.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's somewhere in, like, one of the side notes Palpatine
Okay, because, that's a Legends book. So, by the way, it's a really good book. But, yeah, I mean, around the top 5. If not in the top 5, definitely top 10.
Oh.
So, yeah. And then you can go to our, find us on a few different Discord servers at robotsradio.net. For the Robots Radio Discord, as well as my own Discord server, the Band of Friends Podcasting Discord, where you can find this show and all the other shows that I host, which are the Final Fantasy Lorecast, the Gundam Lorecast, the Wizarding World Lorecast, and the Witcher Lorecast, and the newly added Dragon Ball Lorecast, which the first episode is now live, so you can totally check out the new Dragon Ball Lorecast. So,
you're not putting it up on YouTube?
Oh, you know what? I need to check that because YouTube's weird now.
Is it?
Google integrated everything to YouTube, but now Google Podcasts don't exist. It's really weird to get them on there. I'll have to check that actually. That's a good question.
That's where I get your Final Fantasy podcast.
Yeah, because it was originally on Google.
Yeah,
that's why.
So
it was an all automatic thing. Yeah, I'll have to check that out. Anyway,
and last bit of news. Well,
There is news. The new Mandalorian and Grogu trailer dropped, which looks awesome. Zeb looks amazing.
It's gorgeous.
He loves Grogu apparently. But yeah, definitely check that out. What was the other news?
There's a Jar Jar Binks comic that came out. I think it's a one shot.
Yeah, it's a one shot with Amidala's Jedi character too.
Yeah,
it's both his characters in one comic.
Yeah, because they're investigating some condition on a mining world. Mm-hmm. And it's like, Palpatine's not doing anything. And eventually, because
it's before the
female
end of the Clone
miner.
Wars, right? Huh? It's before the end of the Clone Wars, right?
Yeah, before.
Okay.
And they sort of like, okay, we need to set up this, communication network secretly throughout the galaxies. That way we can get these reports in. Mm-hmm. Which sort of also helps lay the foundation for rebellion as well. But they pick up a female miner whose first name I can't remember, but the last name was Bridger.
You don't say.
Yes.
Oh, that's cool. Huh. We'll see some connections there.
So
people in my house would be quiet.
So I'm guessing it's closer towards the beginning of the Clone Wars because Ezra was born on Empire Day, which was the last day of the war, essentially.
Yeah, and the Clone Wars only lasted,
3 years?
3 years.
3.
Okay, yeah, I'd imagine it probably been before. So, yeah, cool stuff. And also, don't forget, I believe we're getting the new Galaxy's Edge comics in April? Mm-hmm. I think that's what they're set for. So, stay tuned for that. Oh, and we also did get a new trailer for Galactic Racer, which is getting another confirmation. It is coming out this year. We don't know when yet. It is coming out this year. In the trailer, we see more of the cinematics of the racing. We see, oh my gosh, why are people yelling in my house? I'm sorry, everybody, if you can hear a child yelling.
There is a story element they kind of showed in the trailer. Mm-hmm. And your character has this, headgear on. It's not so
obviously I knew they were going to do something like that because just to make it simple. Much like Rebel or like Squadrons, like you don't have like you have a character model, but they don't really show your character model when you're like
And then they
flying and stuff.
showed Quadranero, who was in
Yes.
episode 1
Yep, he is
with the
Sebulba's
4
rival.
engines.
Yes. So Bulba's rival from Phantom Menace is back again racing, and we get confirmation at the end of the trailers pod racing's in it. So we have your land speeder slash speeder bike racing, but we do have pod racing.
I'm guessing you have to progress from speeders to pod racing.
Possibly. I do know they did announce like there is going to be a story. There's going to be branching paths to the story, which is pretty cool. This game is canonical, just like everything else that has come out post Disney takeover or post Disney acquisition, where all the games have been canonical. So, and this is also before Force Awakens.
Yeah, this takes place after
during the time in like the Mandalorian stuff.
Yeah, after the Battle of Jakku, but before the Force Awakens.
Yep.
Because one of the racing tracks is Jakku.
And you literally fly through broken, destroy like Star Destroyers. So it's pretty cool. I'm excited. I'm still waiting for freaking Zero Company. Give me news on that. We'll probably get it for freaking May 4th.
Yet, but
they'll probably do a May 4th reveal or something of that line. And also stay tuned. We're supposed to get some sort of news, I think, this month for SWTOR. For the upcoming year, because this is also the 15th year anniversary of Star Wars: The Old Republic. Yeah. It's going to be a busy year for Star Wars, which I'm all for it. But anyway, let's get back onto more Darth Sion. All right, so... Oh, if my mouse works. As Sion returned to Malachor 5, he was soon joined on that world, by Kreia, who had betrayed Shurik, reclaimed her title as of Darth Traya, and led Darth Nihilus to his death. After eliminating Sion's assassins, Traya found him in the Trayus core. Sion threatened to kill her, but Traya, claiming that she had returned because she had now understood Shurik's choices, bent him to her will to made him prepare for the arrival of Shurik. Traya commanded Sion that when Shurik arrived at the Trayus Academy, he would show her every measure of respect.
Now, canonically, Shurik is a good person.
Yes,
light side, a Jedi.
Yeah, and most Legend games, most games in the Legends or expanded universe, generally the light side ending, if there is multiple endings, the light side ending is always the canonical one to the game, to the story.
Although in the KOTOR 2, that is just one of the most ambiguous things, because light side or dark side, it was indecisive. You just see it zooming out of Malachor 5, and that was the end. It's like, well, what happened?
That was the end? Great. And then we get the final of her story and the freaking novel.
Yeah, Darth Revan novel.
Yep. Star Wars Old Republic Revan. Yep. So eventually she came to Malachor in search of Kreia, and after fighting her way through the Sith forces of the Academy, Shurik at last came face to face with Sion. He cautioned her to leave, warning her that Traya would break her as she had Sion. Believing that Traya could not be defeated, Sion concluded that if Shurik were to deny herself to Traya, Traya would have no choice but to accept Sion's loyalty again. He considered himself to have come further than any of her former apprentices, including Revan, and had decided that his initial betrayal was a test that he had to pass. With words exhausted, Shurik and Sion at last fought. Let me tell you, that fight's BS. God, I hate this fight. We'll get into it next episode. I hate Traya's fight. Like, if anybody's
3 lightsabers.
Here's 3 lightsabers, and by the way, you have to cheese it because there is literally no other way to win. It's
Force
BS.
lightning, force lightning, force lightning, force lightning.
Oh, dude, I kept dodging around freaking the pillars and do like saber throw, because I was.
I saw a YouTube video of someone just force lightning, force lightning, force lightning.
Yeah, that's a good way to do it. So Shirk struck down Sion, but the dark side, or dark power of Malachor flowing through him, he rose again. Once more they fought, and once more he fell. Shirk tried to persuade Sion that Kreia did not respect him and was using him as a tool, but Sion claimed that if he killed Shirk, Kreia would have to complete his training as her true apprentice. As they continued the fight, Sion saw Shirk's strength, but still believed himself capable of defeating her.
Strike me down, I only become more powerful.
Right.
Dead. Comes back to life. Haha, I'm more powerful.
No, that's not how that works. You're not a Saiyan. As she struck him down a fourth time, Sion remained defiant. Shirk told him that he had already been defeated, and she explained that Kreia had only respected those who could let go of the Force, not those like Sion who relied on it. Sion, who had not thought it possible to walk away from it, was forced by Shirk's words to realize that the life of pain he had given himself was ultimately one of permanent weakness and dependence instead of power. In his last moments, Sion warned Shirk that Kreia would break her, and he told her that he was Kreia's weakness, but as she had been his. Finally at peace, he glad to leave the living world behind him at last, Sion allowed himself to die and become one with the Force.
Now, if there's legends are to believe, there is a hell in Star Wars universe, and all the Sith go there.
Says who?
I can't remember, but supposedly there is a. I said legends, Star Wars legends.
Oh, legends. Oh, okay, legends. Yeah, I can see that. I can see something of there like a Force hell, but I also can. It's more. I would imagine it's just more of a void than
Possibly.
anything. You just return to the void.
But
and become one with the Force, not like with.
But
depending on the Jedi, you can could live through the Force.
I love the fact you finally managed to defeat Sion with talk no jutsu, like Naruto does with.
Here, let me talk you to death.
Opponents.
Literally talk you to. Here, let me fight you. Oh, let me just talk to you, and then you give up your life. It's fine. Yeah, no, you're not wrong. This happens. And then he does have a little bit of his legacy. So long after Sion's death, a faction emerged among the Barandu, an order of the Force-sensitive Keldor from the planet Doran that sought to become Sith. The cultists left offerings to the deceased Sion in a Barandu monastery, and by 3640 BBY during the Cold War, the offerings bequeathed to the Sith Lord were recovered by an individual, meaning your character from SWTOR.
Keldor.
Yeah, the Keldor.
Was he part of the Jedi Counselor?
Well, the Keldor, just in general, the species of like Plo Koon.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
So, the Barandu Monastery, though, I believe, what planet was that on?
Barndu.
The Monastery of Barandu, the Force Sensitive Sagas. Around that year, individual two-person governments, Cold War. Oh, it's a crew skill. The monastery was mentioned in the crew skill mission, Corruption of the Barandu, in SWTOR. So it's not like you physically go to it. It's like you send off one of your crew members from your like companion list to go do this mission to get like artifacts or whatever to craft stuff. This is one of the crafting stuff. Yeah, it's ingredient gathering stuff that your crew members can do. So, and then last but not least, we do have behind the scenes. So, Darth Sion is one of the main villains in 2004 Star Wars The Old Republic 2, The Sith Lords, voiced by Louis Melis. Sion was the first revealed in July 14th, 2004 at a LucasArts Summer Press Day 2004 in an in-game demonstration of the character on the Harbinger. Leland Chi stated that Sion's name comes from the words Sion, meaning heir. S-C-I-O-N. Instead of S-I-O-N.
Yeah.
While concept art for the fight between Sion and Atris was produced, no such event occurs in the game. Sion was featured prominently in the Knights of the Old Republic 2 cover, and the game's score by Mark Gritsky includes an individual theme for the character.
I always wonder if that was part of the content. Like there was supposed to be a fight between Sion.
Aerys was supposed to fight like all of them, I think, except for Traya.
Maybe.
It's so dumb. I don't know why. Here's more cut. That's why I'm really hoping, like, whenever we get the news for the KOTOR remake, because it's been reported that they're working on a KOTOR 2 remake, they add all this cut content.
It would be nice, but I think we won't get KOTOR 2 for a while because they just got the rights to it. And I think they just did to ensure they managed to get it.
I don't know what the remake's going to entail, and also like how the development's going to be, if they were development prior before the report was put out, who knows, because we're supposed to get Fate of the Jedi before 2030, and that's by freaking, I cannot remember his name, the director for the first KOTOR game confirmed it's going to be out before 2030. By the way, it's 2026.
I'm not getting
younger. It's going to come out in the next 4 years.
Play this game.
Yeah, literally, his comment was like, "I'm not getting any younger. This game is going to be out before 2030." I was like, "Oh, cool." So that means you've been working on this game before your studio was founded. That's good to know. Anyway, in 2008, Sion appeared in Dark Horse advertisement for the Knights of the Old Republic miniatures pack. In it, he is the lackey of Mandalore the Ultimate, fighting Zane Carrick. By the way, Zane Carrick is the main character of the comics for Knights of the Old Republic. Downloadable content for the 2008 video game The Force Unleashed also includes Sion as a player model. The character's rendition here differs from the Knights of the Old Republic version of the some details, including a shoulder pad and several bolts through Sion's chest. In 2013, Sion's shin guards, van brace, leggings, and sash were added to Star Wars The Old Republic as player armor, which you can still get now.
Hutt Cartel?
No, Hutt Cartel's the DLC.
Cartel Market, that was it.
You're close. So yes, you can still get that stuff now. So like it's like not evergreen, but like it's always in the Cartel Market.
Yeah, evergreen.
Like all the
evergreen market.
Evergreen? Yeah, so evergreen. So everything like KOTOR 1 and KOTOR 2 stuff is in the Cartel Market. For like it's always active.
Nihilus.
Nihilus' mask. Treya's out or Kreia, not Treya, but Kreia's outfit. Atris's outfit, Mira, there's Atten, and then there's the Handmaiden, not the disciple, just the Handmaiden. Because I think out of male and female, I think there was more out of players. I think it was mainly males characters that were made for KOTOR 2. I think. I don't know. Anyway, you can get all that stuff. Like Darth Revan and Jedi Revan, by the way, too. So in the game, Sion's interactions with Major Shirks differ based on whether Shirk is male or female. While he is jealous and hateful of a male Shirk, the game programming notes describe him as feeling love towards a female Shirk, though he's unable to express it as such. Chris Avellone, lead designer of the Sith Lords, has stated that the plots of the game he would have to see explored further in the expanded universe. Sion's relationship with the female Shirk is among them. Which, well, we never saw. We never saw this. Hey, who knows? They might bring it into canon with a remake. We'll see. So Darth Sion is one of the characters from Legends alongside Revan, Bastila Shan, and others from both Knights of the Old Republic games, which are featured in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, a mobile game by Electronic Arts, released in November 24th, 2015. The game allowed players to collect characters from the prequel trilogy, Star Wars The Clone Wars, Solo: Star Wars Story, Star Wars Rebels, Rogue One, A Star Wars Story, the original trilogy, The Mandalorian, and the sequel trilogy, and put these characters into battle. However, due to the sandbox nature of the game, this does not canonize Darth Sion in the current story acknowledged by Lucasfilm.
Yeah, and to be fair, that game, mobile game, is supposedly played on a hollow board.
Yeah, it's a
in some
Hollowboard style
cantina.
game. It's not it's like canon to where, oh, you the player, oh, you're playing like Hollow Chess kind of a style game, but you're
Yeah.
using like characters you collect to play, not
Yeah.
showing, hey, these are legends throughout the galaxy that we have as like chess pieces kind of a thing.
Mhm.
Not actual like, hey, these characters like exist in time. Because Malgus is in there. They added Satil Shan from SWTOR as well. So there's a lot of Old Republic characters in Galaxies of Heroes, which is really good. It's really cool to see like Legends characters being like shown off in this day and age when they're not
Yeah.
even canon, and Disney acknowledging the characters, which is nice. That also gives us real hopes. That gives us hope that one of these days they might actually finally say, "Hey, SWTOR's canon to the universe."
Yeah.
It's the 15th anniversary, so who knows? We might get a big thing with that this year. Praying and being optimistic about it. Will we? Probably not, but who knows? So now getting into the cut content that he had, which is quite a bit. So a number of scenes featuring Sion were cut from the final release of Knights of the Old Republic 2. The dialogue files that many other parts of these scenes still exist in the game files, and so most of them have been reconstructed, which I'm assuming is going to be part of the reconstructed mod that you can get on PC. So, an early version of the Nar Shaddaa portion of the game had a subplot with the Geno Haradan ultimately replaced by one of Visquis in the Exchange. Sion first appeared in this plot on Malachor 5, meditating over a hologram of Major Shurek. A Sith assassin reported to him that Shurek had survived, and Sion ordered his ship prepared so he could travel to Nar Shaddaa himself. When Shurek infiltrated the Geno Haradan base, a trap caused it to explode, seamlessly killing her. Believing Shurek to be dead, Sion returned to Darth Nihilus on the Ravager. There, he gloated that he had killed Shurek, informed Nihilus that Traya had survived, then dissolved their alliance. As Sion walked away, Nihilus attacked him, blasting him backwards and starting a fight between them. A video reconstruction of the scene has been created by fans.
Yeah, that would be fun to see.
Mm-hmm. Which that's interesting because, I mean, you do infiltrate that. That's where you get the whole Kreia teaching you how to use the Force to breathe, essentially, and hold your breath for long periods of time so the poison doesn't kill you, kind of a thing.
Yeah.
So moving to Malachor 5. So when Kreia returns to Malachor 5 and bids Sion to join her again, a short scene was cut expanding on his reasons. After Sion threatens that he did not spare Kreia again, she informed him that he simply did not learn her lesson and his strength was meaningless. She had then lifted him in the air and crushed his body with the Force. Oh god, that would have been awesome to see.
Why did she do that first time when they jumped her?
Right? Well, the first time, I guess, when she jumps him, she's not as strong in the Force yet because she has that Force bond with Maitra.
Yeah.
And she just starting to reconnect with the Force.
Yeah.
So another scene set to play when Shurek lands on Malachor, showing Sion informing that Kreia that she had arrived. Kreia ordered the exile to be brought before her, and Sion grew concerned about what Kreia would do to her. Kreia mocked him on the fact that he might still have emotions within him, and then informed Sion that she would break Shurek. In the male Shurek version of this, Sion is not concerned, but is now angry that Kreia intends to use Shurek as a vessel for her teachings. A third path of this dialogue was Kreia ordered him to do nothing. Interesting. Okay.
Yeah. So this is very much reminds me of how Palpatine constantly tried to replace Vader.
Mm-hmm.
That male Shurek version.
Yeah.
It's like, well, I'm gonna find someone better to replace you.
Mm-hmm. And then in the game's ending on Malachor 5, Major Shurek's companions were originally to confront Kreia. After she defeated them in battle, they were all taken into captivity with the exception of Atton Rand, who escaped. Sion was sent to pursue Aten through the halls of the Trace Academy. Eventually, they fought with the player controlling Aten. If Aten was defeated, Sion cut off his arm and left him lying on the ground. Aten got to his feet once more and postured at him, but Sion lifted him from the ground and vowed to mutilate Aten into a mirror of the Dark Lord himself. Aten told him to take his time, and a gleeful Sion obliged. Dear God.
Jeez, that's dark. No wonder it was cut.
God. That's brutal. First off, the only way Aten can win this is if you train him to be a Jedi.
Yeah, that's the only way I can see that
That's
happening.
the only way I can see him winning. There's no way in the Force that Aten can win this as just a smuggler with a blaster. There is no literal chance. So, but yeah, that is all we have on Sion. Which, I mean, hey, that was quite a bit.
Yeah.
But any final thoughts on Sion before we leave?
Sion was very much a brute, a muscle Sith, not a force-wielding Sith. And
yeah, I see that.
Which is part of the reason why he was literally too angry to die.
Yes.
That part kind of helped him. This kind of reminds me of Lord Scourge in the Darth Revan novel. There's a portion of it where Darth Scourge, one of your companions as a Jedi, becomes like the hand of the Emperor. And the Emperor says, well, you got to focus not on other people's pain, but your own pain. And that'll help you stay alive. And Scourge was alive for like 3+ centuries after that, going through this ritual. So I'm kind of seeing slight similarities there where Scourge and Sion both focus on pain to keep themselves alive.
You're not wrong. I would agree that Sion and Scourge have a lot in common. That's for sure. And especially the whole like keeping him alive. Well, Scourge is more kept alive through the Emperor himself, not through pain.
Mm-hmm.
You find through the story of the Jedi Knight story. So there's that. There is a little bit of difference there, but yeah, it's definitely similarities between the two. That's for sure. But yeah. And then now we have Darth Traya next week, which this is going to have a lot more info because you travel with her.
Oh yeah, and she is very philosophical, unlike Nihilus and Sion.
Some of her philosophy is stupid. I don't like half of her philosophy. It's like, oh, you can't have relationships. Well, screw you. I can do what I want. Oh, don't trade the disciple or the handmaiden in the Force. They are not supposed to. Well, too bad. I will. They need to know about their past and their parentage and heritage. Well, if you do that, you make Atris pissed. She senses through the Force and she's pissed. Now, I will say, though, like, once you go back to confront Atris and have the handmaiden or the disciple with you, and they're, Force sensitive, and they use the Force and have a lightsaber and everything, it is very, it's really cool to see the interaction between the two. And, like, how the handmaiden or the disciple get pissed at Atris, for not, like, telling them about their heritage and all that. So it's great. Anyway, well, everybody, that's all we have this week. So thank you again for listening to Holocron Histories, and may the Force be with you.
Thank you for listening to Holocron Histories, Star Wars Canon vs. Legends. You can find us on the Robots Radio Discord at robotsradio.net, the Ben and Friends podcasting Discord, where you can share your thoughts, experiences, and love for the Star Wars lore. And don't forget, for the Republic!